sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with another episode of the Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast. This is our 16th episode. I'm joined by some of my regular castmates, my man Colin O'Crackers and Emiya Starlock. We waiting for, I guess, our other guys to join us. I guess they finishing up their Easter festivities. And we here, man. We took a week off last week. We kind of just been on some, I don't even know what, but we here. We got a lot to talk about. I'm pretty sure that Rick outlined some shit for us, but I guess we'll go over the what we did this past week. What we got. I got a few things this week. I got the SH Figure Arts Beerus, or Lord Beerus. Figure, which I really, really like a lot. This is probably one of my most anticipated Dragon Ball Z figures. I think they did really, really good on the sculpt and design and the look of the figure to the anime. He looks great. I really, really like this figure. A few little minor things. I think they could have given him the newer leg, hip, and knee joints, and probably did something a little different with the ankle pivot or whatever, maybe made it deeper, but other than that, the figure is excellent. Maybe added a few more hands in there. But yeah, I got that, and I got a couple of Marvel Legends. I went out and on a hunt the old-fashioned way, and I was able to grab Venom and Spider-Gwen from the Absorber Man Build-A-Figure wave. Those was the last two I needed to actually finish Absorber Man. I guess you don't really need Spider-Gwen because it's just the ball and chain, which sucks. But but I just been kind of procrastinating about ordering a case of those, and I'm gonna still order a case because I do want doubles and triples of some of those figures. But I was happy to catch the Venom and Spider-Gwen at retail, and I think that was it. Well, we weren't here last week, so last week was my birthday, and I got a few things. My daughter actually got me Speed Demon and the female Beetle figure from the Absorber Man Wave 2 for my birthday, so that's how I was able to complete that this week. And I'm not sure what else I got the week before that. I don't remember. But again, Beerus was probably the thing that I was looking
Mr. Pharaoh.
Pharaoh.
Finally.
That was pretty much it for me for this week of stuff that I got. I think it was just the Legends and that one Figure Arts figure. I got two of the same figure. But what about you, Fabio?
Well, it was kind of a light couple of weeks for me. I've really been trying to save money because I just put in a pre-order for that Spock a little bit ago, and there's a bunch of other random stuff up there on the Mezco 112 line. The Mezco 112 Spock.
Yeah, so when is it dropping?
It says April. End of March, April, so it should be coming pretty soon. That's like right now, basically.
$70 for that?
Yeah, it was 70.
Damn.
And then the Dread Bike is also up there for pre-order, and I was thinking of getting that because that also ships March, April.
Yeah,
so,
I definitely got that too.
But that's why I've been trying to save money. Is I'm kind of like cutting back a little bit and making room for this line, which is going to be pretty fucking hefty on the wallet. But damn, it's going to be nice.
You know
and
what?
that includes a new detail for them too.
What's the accessories that's supposed to come with that Spock figure? Because I mean,
oh man, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up their website, but yeah, you get like a ton of different hands. I think you get 2 heads. You get the tricorder. You get the. Yeah, I'm looking at the list right now. Pretty much all the Mezco 112s are up for pre-order right now, but a lot of them are shipping a little bit more into the summer, like August, September, and June to August.
I wonder how long it's gonna take them to finish the core Star Trek team and shit.
Man, I'd be really surprised if they get past, like, Scotty Uhura and Chekhov. After that, it gets, like, I don't know who else they could possibly do. I mean, William Shatner always has his, like, bimbo of the week in every episode.
Right.
I doubt they'll get to all of her, but let's see. The Spock has the 2 heads, like, 8 pairs of hands, a phaser, a communicator, a tricorder, and a display stand. With a little posing thing on it, little cradle. So I mean, That to me, look, the likeness is just perfect, and so $70 isn't too much to bet. It's $5 more than that Batman though, which I find interesting.
We talked about this some episodes back, and my man G actually, when he visited Mezco, they had gave some of the people those early releases of the Spock figure. So I did get to mess around with them, and it's a really nice figure. You know, it is.
Yeah, those samples that got sent out weren't complete. They only had the one hand and one head,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that's pretty much it. I mean, I got the pre-order in for that, and then for WWE stuff, I just got Finn Balor, Ryback, and Dean Ambrose from the new Elite Wave, which is, I believe, 41. It
Yeah,
doesn't even say in the box anymore.
so
And his
Goldberg's
name's
review of that Finn Balor figure.
Oh, it's nice, man. I love Finn Balor. He's one of the top in NXT right now. I mean, he is the top. He's the champ, but as far as wrestling overall, he's just one of the coolest to watch for sure. But excuse me. Mike Wang was in town last week, so that was real cool. I got to hang with him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So on Wednesday, it was like 11 in the morning, and I'm like barely just getting up out of bed, and then I see a post on PNP, and then a Facebook notification that said he was in my local comic shop, and he was looking at the A.C.B.A. displays we put down there.
Mm-hmm.
So he sent me a picture, and I'm like, oh, shit, you're in my hometown. Why don't you come cruise by for a minute, and we grab some lunch before we go to Frankenstein, when we were actually supposed to meet later that day anyway.
Mm.
So we went out, grabbed some, what did we get? We got some ramen noodles from this Japanese joint. We
That's
at
right.
my place. Yeah, we went on a little Target run right after that.
That's racist. You had to get ramen.
Oh, they're Chinese, man. They're Chinese and Chinese and Vietnamese. It's fine. I wasn't even like that. I just love this place. All right, fuck you. I didn't even think about it until after I said it. I'm like, hey, you guys like ramen? They're like, oh yeah, we'll eat anything. And then I get in my car and they start following me, and I'm like, shit.
What's
I make
wrong
a real racist choice.
Nothing. You better not offer me no motherfucking fried chicken when I come visit you, man. We gonna
That's
fight.
the thing, though. There's no good fried chicken places, but there's a lot of good ramen places. Unless, I mean, you might like Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle.
Yeah, I've been to Roscoe's plenty of times. When I
Okay, all right.
first time I ever went to Cali, that was the first place I ate.
In Long Beach or in Hollywood?
And the one in Hollywood.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, I mean, I like the place. I mean, I wouldn't mind going.
I went to the one in Long Beach too, though.
Twice in one trip.
No. Well, I was there for like a month the first time that I came.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, first we went to the one in Hollywood, and then some other day that we was there, we went to the one in Long Beach.
The Long Beach one has gotten pretty sketchy, honestly. Yeah. But the Hollywood one's still pretty good.
Yeah,
it's like a thing. Like people, like even white kids in high school will go out when they
just see that. The food was delicious. No question about it.
It's a good place. Don't get their mac and cheese though. They're like, oh, it's award-winning mac and cheese. Obama loved it, all this shit, but it's pretty bad mac and cheese. So yeah, I went out with them, and then we went to Frankenstein later that day. And actually, I didn't get anything at Frankenstein. I was only looking for those Gotham figures, the Series 2, the one that has Alfred with the fireplace, and then Edward Nygma with the desk. I was looking for that stuff, but none of the vendors that we'd stopped at had it. I just kind of gave them a tour of the place, and then I had to bail out a little early because I had school at 6:30 that night. So I left Frankenstein around 5, and I got to school and whatever, and then he texted me while I was in class, and he said he actually found those Gotham figures for me. So he ended up picking them up, and then he came out to Hollywood.
The Diamond Select ones?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the fucking props that come with those are fucking nice.
Yeah, I mean, these ones only come with the backdrops, basically, or the desk and the fireplace. So they don't have a lot of, like, props, but, yeah, they're still pretty nice.
Yeah, that's what I mean, though, but, yeah, they're nice.
Mm-hmm. So later that day, they were in Hollywood anyway because they wanted to do the whole tourist thing out there and see the Walk of Fame and the Chinese theater with the hands in the cement and all that. So while they were in Hollywood, they dropped off the figures for me, and then they came to see a show at my school, which I got to play in. So they got to kind of see me goof around on stage for a minute, which is kind of funny.
Oh, that's cool. I guess they got to see how fucking grimy Hollywood is and shit. It's not like how.
Yeah. That's totally true. There's a homeless dude at every corner. There's shanty towns underneath the freeway overpasses.
Fucking hookers and manholes.
Oh, yeah. Every third store is a tattoo parlor. It's fucking, yeah, it's not the best. But you stay in this one block, like, from where my school is to the Chinese theater, and there's a pretty nice mall. You can get, just about everything you want there, and it's pretty high end. And then that's also where the Kodak Theater is, where the Oscars are filmed every year.
One thing about Hollywood though is like just on an average, just on a daily basis, you will see celebrities though. Like just in passing
Yeah.
and shit, you will see a lot of fucking like celebrities just kind of cruising or shopping or whatever the case may be.
Hmm. It depends on what day you go. I mean, most celebrities will stay out of there on a weekend, but we were there on a pretty good day on a Wednesday, and then we got to chatting a little bit after the show and after I picked up the figures, and we were just talking at Mike's car, and I don't know, we had like 6 people come up to us and be like, "Hey, are you guys the parking attendants? Is it free parking?" Just like, nah, dude. Do I look like I have a red vest? Like,
Who was he with? His lady?
yeah, his girl,
All right,
Julia was her name, I believe.
that's what's up. Shout out to Mike Wang.
Yeah, we had a good time. And then I saw him again. That was on Wednesday night. Then I saw him again on Friday. We went to Toys R Us, and I took him here to my hometown, the beach cities, and kind of showed him around and all that stuff. And then we left that Saturday. So yeah, good having them out. They're always welcome out here. And
That's what's
we
up, man.
extended the welcome for up to Toronto. So now I've got an excuse to go up there and freeze my ass off.
No, that's what the community is about right there. Those connections and shit like that. That's big, man. That's you know that's it's deeper than toys, man. Those type of connections is what's really cool about this hobby and all of us connecting through this hobby, man.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Mr. Black? What'd you get this past week or the past 2 weeks?
Oh, one final thing, and you guys are gonna love me for this because of shit that I've said in the past. But I did get the SH Figure Arts Bruce Lee.
Oh, you did? Oh shit!
Ooh.
All
Well, my
right.
comic shop cut me a really good deal. I got it for $40.
Oh, that's great. That figure is fucking nice, man. You like him?
Mhm. I love them. It's great. I had my homie Kenji come over, and he was fucking with it. He had it on pre-order too, and he was fucking with it. And it's just like, you can do every fucking Bruce Lee pose, like anything at all.
I like that
It's
figure a lot.
terrific.
What you pay for, man?
$40.
That's what it is. It's, it's quality.
Mm-hmm.
Been trying to tell you that for the longest, man. You don't listen.
What
But
about Pharaoh? What you got? Past 2
I
weeks?
got 4 pieces Spideys, about like 5 Gwen Stacy's. No, 4 Gwen Stacy's too.
How the fuck you did that?
Huh?
How you found 4 Gwen Stacy's? I just found the first.
Because I'm like really plugged at Toys R Us though. Like I just, you know what I'm saying? People call me like, we got the case in, you want it? I'm plugged at 2 Toys R Us, and I caught one at a Walmart real early, and then I managed to catch one at another Walmart way later. So that's pretty much how I ended up with 4 of them. And I ended up getting the, what's the name, Beerus. I got that. I got the Ghost, I think it's Ghost in the Shell chick in the all black. I don't know, Emiya, if I'm wrong, correct me. I think she has like a
Motoko.
No, let him be wrong.
Who's it,
Ghost
who?
Shell Arise. Motoko Kusanagi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get the exclusive version or get the regular version?
It might be the regular.
Regular version? Oh.
The figure's nice though. I saw that figure. It looks nice.
And what else did I get? That wrestler, he just named Finn Balor, the one look like a demon.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it on the stretch just to see if somebody want to trade for it or whatever. Trying to think, did I get anything else besides that? Oh yeah, I ended up getting the Teen. Is that Teen Gohan, Son Gohan, or whatever? The one looked like Goku almost, the grown version. I ended up getting that for like
Ultimate
Gohan.
Gohan?
You're right. I got it for like $20 shipped.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that shit ain't nothing but a Goku with a Gohan hat.
Right. So I mean, then I got the Tong Goku. Man, them figures are horrible, man. I don't even know why people buying those damn figures, man. Couple more of the electric effects. I got my Dio from Chris Gumpton in full.
I see those electric effects went on sale on a couple of sites.
Yeah, I only paid $8 for them. I bought
down to like
blue by the yellow.
The Tamashi ones?
Yeah,
Oh, somebody's going to have to hit me with a link after this.
I saw them for $12 on Hobby Link. Oh, that's what I got. I pre-ordered the Black Widow and the and the Whis or Whis, however you pronounce it. Beerus's
Please.
master.
Where did you pre-order from?
From fucking Hobby Link. They hit me in the head too.
How much they charge you?
Everything came out to like $146, I think.
Oh, dog. You know what? And not even like I ordered from Facebook. That's pretty good with the imports, and I got them both for like $110.
You know what? I was sitting there at the computer for like like 10 minutes. Like, do I need to get this right now? Like, really contemplating this shit. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just order it. I ordered it. on, I guess, Thursday evening, and then Friday I went and saw Batman vs Superman. I guess we'll talk about that in a minute. And then I had played. I'm a fucking compulsive gambler for those out there, but I played numbers and shit before I went into the movie, and I hit a little number and shit. So I won my money right back that I had paid for Widow and for Weiss or whatever. So I was like, fuck it, I'm fine with it now. So
See, I also ended up getting I don't know the chick name. Emiya know this chick too. I was looking for her for a minute. The schoolgirl chick with the Uzis. What's her name?
Machina?
Okay, I got
that's the
her.
one they got a picture of her with the whole armory and shit.
No, not her. You know what? I started to order that, but
Older.
I don't really feel the headphones for the gun, the muzzle, the sound, or whatever. I ain't really feel that, but I did put together the whole armory for what I could, because a lot of the guns were sold out. But I got the background armory pieces, and I got a good amount of guns or whatever.
You know what? I was thinking about doing that armory just to hold on to it for when they drop Deadpool and shit.
Well, you're gonna have to paint it. It comes like it snaps right off of a frame like a model. It's not painted at all. It's really
damn. They want you to really put in work, huh?
Yeah, it ain't really a.
Well, that's just Japan in general. I mean, the runners and stuff. I mean, even like that big Figma tank, the Girls on Panzer one. Speaking, I always recommend people to fucking paint that thing, even though it's kind of assembled already. You know the Figma tank?
Yeah,
I
saw it when I was over at Image Anime a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that technically, in my opinion, you need to paint that too. But I mean, you don't have to. But otherwise, it just looks like gray plastic or brown plastic, depending which version you have.
And then I bought the Nightmare Batman figure only on the strength that I guess no other companies actually offer a Nightmare Batman besides Hot Toys. So I went and snatched the tail version of that. Then I bought the Aquaman, which that figure's absolute garbage. They all actually man. But
yeah,
just horrible.
I just bought the same ones because we changed out the displays at Comic Book and we wanted to do a little Batman Superman one. So I stopped by my Target and they still had a ton of fucking Batmans. They even had one armored Batman and one Wonder Woman. So I got those three. Garbage, every single one of them. But in the vanilla pose, they don't look too terrible. But anything else is just, they're terrible. I hate them.
I mean, like I said, it was just pretty much like I bought the one with the trench coat on the strength that it is Batman, and I like the little crisis type scene and shit. So I went ahead and grabbed that one up. I was kind of disappointed it didn't come with a gun, but you know,
it's the only one that comes with the batarangs too. It's kind of weird.
Right. That was a plus though. But like I said, the figures aren't great. I don't know what Mattel was really thinking about when they made those figures, but I do have the Mafex on pre-order, and I'm going to go ahead and get the Mezco Batman or whatever. So, I mean...
You know, it'd be interesting to make your own trench coat or the Nightmare Batman with maybe some 3A clothes and that Mafex. That'd be kind of interesting.
Well, you know what? When the Mafex comes, I'm going to have to see how it fares against something like one of the other 112 scale 3A figures. But what I wanted to say is I pre-ordered this 12-inch figure, and I have no idea what the hell it is. But it's seriously, it's this dude with some shell toe Adidas, and like he has like he has like this black and white mask. He comes with like this sword that folds out and looks like a giant switchblade or some shit.
Yeah, I saw you get that.
Yeah, I said right. I had to get that, man. I missed out on the all-white version. But
I guess I'm old and shit, but Shell Toes is coming back again. My nephew just bought some, and he said he paid like $70 for them. I'm like, what?
Never. Never. I ain't had a pair of Shell Toes in like almost like 20-some years, man.
I mean, they was hot probably like 15 years ago. They were for us, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, even then though, they was like $40 or something like that.
But you know, over there, I think in Japan, I mean, I don't know, the hip hop culture over there, they still wear them. Same thing, like Baby Napes. Like who the hell really wanted some Baby Napes? They just knock off Air Force Ones and shit. But
right,
but that's pretty much what I got, man.
All right, that's what's up. What about you, Emiya? Oh, by the way, Pancho just joined us. What's up, P?
What's up?
Hello.
Hi, Pancho.
Hello.
Is it all Pancho?
What'd you get these past 2 weeks, Emiya?
What did I get? I got some new statues. I got some of the first XM statues I ever bought. XM is kind of like a Singapore company. They do statues that are in the same scale as the sideshow stuff, but their stuff is a lot heavier. Like I bought the Thanos statue. That thing weighs like 50 pounds, and the Ghost Rider weighs like 60 something pounds.
How is Thanos position or pose on a statue? I'm trying to see if I actually saw this statue before.
Well, you can change the pose, but I can show you right now, actually. You see him? He's right there.
Oh, word.
Okay.
Have you seen that one before?
No, I don't think I saw that one before. No.
Yeah, you have like different options. Like that one, yeah, I have him holding the cube. But I mean, you could change it so that he's not holding the cube; he's just clenching his fist, or he's holding the cube with one hand. He also comes with 3 different heads. Like I have the one where he's grinning, but he has one where he's snarling as well. He has another one where he's snarling, but he doesn't have the helmet on.
That looks nice though.
So.
What was that about? 500?
This? It's like 1,200.
Damn.
Nonchalantly.
This? Oh, nothing.
The double of what you
It's
suggested.
1,200. That's nothing, baby.
Like 1,200.
You know I sell dope on the offer.
So, yeah. I got Ghost Rider as well, but I haven't unboxed them yet. What else did I get? I got like all the normal stuff. I got more of these. I'm troop building these. These are I think in America they call them Zentradi battle pods, but in Japan they're called from the series Macross.
Tight.
I'm trying to get like 20 of them. I only have like 12 right now, so.
They look like the hunters from Half-Life 2.
Or more like the hunters from Half-Life 2 look like these.
What's that? What's that Ultraman back there?
This is the 1/6 scale Sentinel Ultraman.
Oh, that's from Sentinel?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 6-inch version. I mean, that's the 12-inch version of the or whatever version of that new 6-inch one I was going to get. That's the one I said on the pod.
Nice.
Yeah, some weeks ago.
A few weeks back. This one's actually pretty interesting. Aside from the really crazy, it's got really great articulation because it's Sentinel. But the way they did the lighting on it is very interesting. Hold on, let me see.
You ordered the I know you love fucking Hot Rod and you do the MPs and shit, but did you order the what's that's coming out this month?
Optimus Primal or whatever.
No, you know what? I think I'm gonna fuck with that too. But what's this guy that they had already done like a year or so ago? He's from the Decepticons.
Shockwave.
Shockwave, yeah.
Oh, Laserwave? Yeah. I ordered him. I ordered him at the same time. He went at the same time that Hot Rod did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, they just.
What I was saying was this Ultraman. All the lights are these independent units where you put the batteries in. They don't interfere with the engineering of the figure at all. They just have places where you can place these lights, and they're pretty bright. So you have to basically take it off and put them in, put them back in, and then they would, they would light up the part or whatever.
That is cool.
They're doing.
From what I see right there, though, I don't know if I really like the engineering of the articulation. Though I don't know.
For what?
For the Ultraman that you fucking with right there, I don't know. It looks kind of weird.
Well, what's wrong with it?
I don't know. The way it's moving, it just looks kind of weird to me.
Yeah, it's the way they
it looks like the SHF one, just bigger. I guess I can.
The FHS one is more streamlined and shit. It's not like it doesn't look robotic and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this looks like
those hits are horrible. That's what gets me with it.
He actually does look like this in the comic, though. Oh well, whatever. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, there's always new stuff, coming in. So there's Hot Rod.
Your favorite Hot Rod.
Yep, and Rodimus. Oh, this is the third-party Rodimus, but Rodimus, nonetheless. So.
When are we gonna get Jazz, man? What's going on with this Jazz?
Man, I've been waiting for Jazz.
What's happening with Jazz? When are we gonna get a Jazz from MP?
When are we gonna get a Jazz? We should get them. They already promised that they're doing all the cards. So. That's why I don't understand why these guys get mad when they do characters like Hot Rod. It's not like they're not getting those first and second year cards. I mean, I still buy them all, but I don't actually care about any of those characters.
Yeah,
But
first gen, what?
yeah, I'm mostly about this era on. So
Come on.
I think all the characters are more interesting. I think the characters in those first 2 years are boring. That's just me though. So
You know what though? You are kind of correct though, Emiya. They do have a lot more going for like story wise and personality from Generation 2.
I mean, I think a lot of it is mostly because when you're a kid, you watch and you like that car, and that's what it is. It's nostalgia.
Yeah.
I still buy them all. I mean, I still want them all. It's just that as characters, I don't actually care about them individually as much. I don't mind having them all as a team or whatever, but it is what it is. It's okay. But we're getting him. He's coming. I mean, obviously his transformation scheme is probably not too different than. Obviously, it wouldn't be too different than like, Blue Streak or Prowl or any of those. So I mean, he'd be very easy for them to do.
Definitely.
He's definitely coming.
When are we gonna get into this movie discussion, man? So
We can get into that. Let's hear what Pancho got in these past 2 weeks. What you picked up, P? I know you bought a bunch of shit too.
Yeah, I bought a lot of stuff. My tax return came, so I
Oh, shit.
clearly blew that on anything except adults.
100.
So I got a bunch of SH Figure Art stuff. Beerus came the other day. I'm super stoked for him.
You opened it already?
No, not yet. I just been like mad busy at work, and then I posted a quick picture on my Instagram, like the moment I got it, and then it's about the closest I've gotten to it in the last couple of days.
It's funny how we could be like that as collectors and shit. Like we want the exact right moment to open some new shit that we really care about and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I could have opened up like between downtime at work and stuff, but that's not really the environment to go ahead and do stuff like that for me personally.
No doubt.
But I picked up a bunch of
clear for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. You ain't like Boog slacking off in the office up there playing with toys and shit.
Whenever I do open up toys at work, like the only thing that happens is everybody asks, "Is that for sale?" and how much can I buy that for? Right. So I don't really need that kind of negativity in my life, so I don't really do any of that. So yeah, I picked up a bunch of like really some backlog SH Figure Art stuff. I picked up. I've never seen this person in action, but I picked up the Cheetah Nick exclusive from SH Figure Arts. He's from, I think he's either from Kamen Rider or
Go Busters.
Yeah, Go Busters. That's right. I just like the way he looks. He looks really tight.
Did you get Buster Red to go with him?
I did not. I'm looking for like a good price on him, but I'm not 100% sure on these dudes, so I wasn't sure what a good price was.
I get him for like $20 or something, $25.
Yeah. I got the SH Figure Arts like Zero from the Mega Man Zero series. I think that's the last one I needed from that series of like for all my Mega Man stuff, except the San Diego Comic-Con like metallic Mega Man. But aside from that, like this is the last one I needed. So I really liked him. The hair articulation on him is kind of weird, but aside from that, he's pretty solid.
You mean the last figure that came out?
I think it's the last figure. It's like it's
the one from the DS game, right?
Yeah, the Game Boy Advance and DS.
Yeah, the Game Boy Advance/DS. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice.
He's alright. Yeah, he's alright. I got a Aqua Ranger, which I thought was pretty cool.
The first Red Ranger.
Yeah, the first Red Ranger. I thought of like a cool shot that I could do with him, and he's like $25 on Amazon, so I picked him up. Then I got a SH Figure Arts Ultimate Gohan just because he's like $35, and that's the lowest I've seen for a Dragon Ball SH Figure Arts aside from like Piccolo or Goku. And those are just regular releases, so $35 for a Tamashii Web exclusive. So I figured I might as well get a double or something.
Stock up, huh?
Yeah, I mean I might as well. And then what else did I get? I got really into like 3A 112 scale 3A stuff. Like extremely into that like over the last month. So I picked up like the Yellow Hornets packet, which comes like they all look like they're in that yellow jumpsuit that a lot of people I've noticed are taking clothes off of these Yellow Hornets and putting them on the Bruce Lee, because that's how he appears in Enter the Dragon, I think.
Really? And that's working out?
It's working okay.
Yeah,
I saw Salmeya do something like that on PNP.
it looks like it's a size too big, but if you mess with like angles and if you're familiar with how to frame up stuff, I feel like it could work to an extent.
Mm.
But when I just see people like on Instagram just throwing the clothes on them and just look how good this looks, but I mean it's like he's wearing his big brother's clothes, so I don't know. Um, and then I did pick up the mutant leader, the Mezco mutant leader, and I'm waiting for that.
I've been like bullshitting and like back and forth and whether or not I should get that figure.
Oh really?
Right, me too.
I haven't been sold on it either.
I rewatched that the animated movie right before I went to go see.
They got that on HBO Go right now.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I knew like I think I came into the podcast like right when you were talking about it, like you were contemplating on getting it or not, and that's where I've been for like the last ever since he released. I was like maybe I should get him, maybe I shouldn't, and I knew all I really had to do was either read the comic or watch the animated movie again, and then I'd want him, and then I did it.
It's funny you say that because I've been scrolling through HBO Go for the past week and kept saying, do I want to watch this again? If I watch it again, it'll probably drive me over the top to get it and shit.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Or the
So.
figure at Forbidden Planet, they had them out in their display cases this past week too.
Oh really?
And really looking at it, I'm like, you know what? This figure you could actually kind of fuck with it a little bit more as opposed to the Batman and not feel a certain type of way about maybe messing up the clothing or whatever because it's bare chested. It's the articulate.
Yeah.
But he just ain't worth. He's just not worth the money they're charging, in my opinion.
Yeah,
man.
right. That's what it is, though. It's like, but $70 for this shit, though. It's
Yeah,
a,
$65
$30
with
figure.
$14 shipping.
it's a fucking nice ass Marvel Legend. So,
Yeah, but I picked them up just because I figured I'd take advantage of like the hype I felt for him before, because I know if I pass them up now, like my luck would have it the only other time I'd ever want him was after like people are charging like $150 for him or something like that, something like wild. So I just figured I might as well just bite the bullet now that I have some extra money and just fuck it, whatever. 3, 2, 1, fuck it is my motto. And then I picked up some 1/12 scale like Vespa scooters that I think I want to do some stuff with, and they're mad cheap. They're like $15 on Amazon.
oh yeah.
So I
Hey,
figured
Pod,
why not? What's up?
send me Facebook me the link.
Oh, for the Vespas?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to see
Yeah,
that
no worries.
work. Put it in the in our chat.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. After the film, I went after Batman vs Superman. I picked up the armored Batman and the Superman just because
The Mattel joints?
yeah, just because someone else said it in here. Vanilla, they look okay.
Yeah.
I want you to get your money back for that shit.
I picked him up just for the displays, and I'm not happy with him. But I got the armored Batman just because he comes with the gun, and the regular Batman looks remarkably better holding a gun.
Man, I hope Mayfex pulls through on those figures, man.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh, no doubt, man. I definitely have full confidence in Mayfix. As long as the arms don't pop off,
Yeah.
he should be good.
Nobody's getting the Mezco ones?
From what I've seen on the Mayfex ones, the sculpt and everything is there anyway. It's just a matter of the mechanics if they're going to be falling apart, really.
Yeah.
But I think they learned a little bit with the 2.0 version of Batman because mine didn't fall apart. The
They
2.0.
didn't fall apart, but the fucking wrist peg was breaking on a lot of them.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
Henry had the 2.0,
He
and
was
his
hella
broke
too
off
rough,
on both
man.
pegs.
Yeah, hopefully they learn from their mistakes. They're still relatively new-ish compared to all the other cats that are doing all this stuff. So hopefully they learn from.
They've been doing action figures. Just Metacom. They've been doing action figures for a long time. I think.
Oh, okay.
The biggest issue with the Mayfex line is mostly the fact that they were trying to keep the price down, and I think they were just using cheaper plastic and cheaper everything.
Oh, okay.
But now that they knocked the price up, hopefully that reflects in the product as well. But
I just want to.
they have a lot of experience doing action figures. They've been doing them not as big. I mean bigger, like 1/6 scale instead of 1/12 scale. But hopefully, like I said, they definitely get feedback and stuff like that. They had breakage issues with their 1/6 scale stuff at one point too, but it seems like for the most part it's better now than it used to be. So.
Oh, cool. So
I just want an Affleck Batman that I can fuck around with. Pretty crucially.
yeah,
That's
same.
like this.
Hot toys.
No, no, no. I need something I can really fuck with. I don't need something
Oh,
with half-ass articulation because of a suit or something.
Right.
I mean, those things look nice standing around, but they're pretty much worthless in my opinion.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
a
know.
lot of dumb stuff on those Mattel figures. Like the Batman doesn't have a boot cut, so he has this permanent pigeon toe thing going on. It looks terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you're right about that. And you know what's crazy was because at Toys R Us they're only $12.99.
Really?
Or $13.99 on sale right now.
So that shit
That's
really.
all they have though is that Batman. Even the casual person isn't picking up that
I
Batman.
didn't want the. I mean, I think after the movie, you know, I just like, damn, I want a Batman. So I wouldn't picked up the standard. I already had the standard Batman. Took that bitch back. Like this is horrible. And then I said, $13.99. I just want a Batman. And then I took some mini makes back, and I went ahead and just grabbed the fucking Batman, and I sent the head off to get painted to see if I can get somebody to fix
cool.
that face. So like I said, I got that, and I got the trench coat Batman, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna do for the line. Unless I can find that unmasked Batman, I think I will buy that though.
Yeah, that's a Canadian exclusive, is it not? Or that's what I've been hearing.
Well, people saying that because that's where it's showing up, but I don't doubt that sometime in the summer we'll start seeing it in Toys R Us.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
What we
Could
getting
be a
from
Walgreens
Mayfex?
exclusive.
What we getting from Mayfex? We getting regular Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman, and then the armored Batman, right?
Right.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right.
And I ordered all of them.
Yeah, I
The
ordered
same
all of them
the same
too,
ones that everybody
but-
does.
Yeah, I ordered all of them too, but you know how you just be pre-ordering and your pre-order list is nuts, and you don't even want to look at that shit until it's
Yeah.
tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think the least impressive figures that they've been releasing from that movie are Superman though.
probably because his face, it's the face. Really.
Yeah, you
Right.
want to get the face
You
right.
got to get the face
Ironically
right.
enough, that's the only one that's ever missing from the Mattel ones is that Superman. Even though it's the same as the
But
movie
he won
Masters,
the case.
Man of Steel.
They shipped him one per case.
Oh, for real?
I see.
Yeah, I read I did like a price check online just because whenever I see stuff in the wild, I always check to see if it's cheaper on Amazon, you know, just basic shit. And then every single Superman I saw was like people were selling for like $35, and I was like, well, why not? And also Target had I remember the main reason why I got those was because Target had if you spend more than $50, you get a $10 off coupon. So I bought 2 of those, and then I picked up just some other small like Funko like Skyrim figure that I needed. And then I was like, why not? Why the fuck not? So
Yeah, you need those pop. You need them. Don't form.
Just picked my girl up. What pop? Mary Poppins.
Word. Double the pops.
Mary Poppins pop. That's cool.
Yeah, she's infatuated with Mary Poppins for some damn reason. I can't stand that damn movie.
And before we move on, I just want to ask people in the live chat what they picked up this week. Get that
Word.
conversation flowing in the live chat
We got
before we
some
move on.
hanging out with us. Cool. So, what did Rick have on the agenda for us? Because we were just.
Well, the first topic is basically, I mean, we can kind of flow right into it. It's talking about what we thought about Batman v Superman, but
Oh yeah,
since it's still opening weekend, let's maybe keep it spoiler free. Just kind of give some general thoughts overall, and not really.
yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
We
That's
had our
cool.
spoilery conversation before we went live in the chat anyway. So
Yeah, exactly. We got it out of our system. Let's not go that far.
I'll keep it brief. I thought the movie was just okay. It didn't knock my socks off. It wasn't the worst movie ever, but it definitely just had a weird flow to it that was just very disjointed, I guess you could say. It was just and I didn't like a lot of the supporting characters. I definitely didn't like Luther. There was just a lot of things that I didn't like. The things that I did not like definitely outweighed the things that I did like about the movie. I thought Batman was amazing. I thought the way they displayed Batman was great, and but it didn't make me excited about anything else that Zack Snyder's going to be at the helm of. So it was a long portion of the movie, I guess, in the middle that was just kind of like dragging. It just wasn't a fun movie to me, and honestly, it wasn't supposed to be fun. I guess it was supposed to be a little darker and a little more serious, and but I don't know. I said this too. I thought the opening of the movie, I thought like the first 15 minutes of the movie was almost flawless. We talked about this offline too, or before we went live, and I thought that the scene with Batman's parents at the beginning was really nicely done as far as the cinematography and just things that they did there was amazing. But overall, I just was a little underwhelmed by the entire movie. So that's my take on it. What
I
about you?
think I think that I like the movie. Now don't get it twisted. It really was. It was a lot of things I did not like about the movie. So it wasn't a great movie by far, but it wasn't. A lot of people are making it out to be a lot worse than what the movie actually is, though. It's not as bad as people are making it out to be. I understood a lot of things that were going on in the movie, just like a lot of comic nods from DC and little references and stuff. So I picked up on that stuff, which made it a little easier for me to like certain things. I didn't like Lex Luthor at all. I mean, I agree with Boog. I don't really know what the hell they were doing by I guess they were trying something new, which I ain't mad at that, but I don't know. Lex is a powerhouse in my opinion, so just what they were doing with him just wasn't right. Batman was excellent. I even like Superman. I like Henry. Was it how you pronounce this? Cavill.
Cavill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him as Superman. I mean, he looks like Superman. I think all of that was nice. Wonder Woman surprised the shit out of me. I mean,
same.
I thought she was just going to be horrible, and she was actually awesome. I think that all of the rest of the characters, not even so much I didn't like them. I just didn't agree with them. It's just something about them. I don't know. I hope they go in a different direction, or maybe explain a little more why certain characters look the way that they do. But I did like Alfred. I thought when I first seen him, I said, I don't know if I'm gonna like this Alfred, but I did like him a lot.
That was great.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem I think, and I don't think I'm spoiling anything. I didn't like the fact that Batman didn't seem too smart. He didn't seem dumb, but he just didn't seem like overly smart.
We talked about that before we went live too. Yeah, definitely. I said the same exact thing.
And I wanted to address something that I don't think I'm spoiling anything about this because it's all over the internet about Batman and the killing. And I don't think he actually, I don't know if I'm saying too. I don't know. The way I feel about it is I don't think that he
Wasn't
directly
intentionally trying to kill the guys. The only difference it came off was the fact that it felt like he wasn't concerned if the guy got killed. It was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this what I have to do. If the guy dies, then it's not.
He dies.
Let's be honest about it. Now look, let's just be honest. A guy, all right, you got a bunch of bad guys in the room. One of them pulls out a grenade and pulls the pin. Now they do this in the cartoons. They do this in the comics. Batman throws a batarang and he knocks it out the guy's hands. I mean, let's be honest. If that damn thing hits the floor, roll over, somebody's going to get killed.
No question.
Just from the radius of the grenade. Now, I mean, in cartoons and comics, you kind of write around that type of shit, and you never really think about it or think about when Batman put little bombs on things, they blow up or blow the floor out, and the bad guy flies in the air and just gets knocked out. I mean, that ain't what's gonna happen. He put a small explosive on the floor. He damn near gonna take somebody's leg off.
Internal bleed and all types of shit.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So it didn't bother me because I didn't see him. It's not like he grabbed a gun and just blew somebody's head off or dropped somebody on top of something and killed him or whatever. But I'm not gonna lie, when he did it surprised me at first. Like, whoa. But I mean, I love Ben Affleck as Batman. I like that Batman. I mean, I feel he's the Batman that we all needed for a long time now on screen. So
yeah, I could agree with that.
Same.
That's pretty much what I felt.
Well, I thought the movie, in a word, was super remarkably, amazingly just okay.
A word.
So that's a lot of just one words.
Well, the okay was the one word. It was just all right. Like it wasn't, like Book said, it didn't like blow me away. But I mean, it felt like two movies almost. Like there was the one movie I was watching that I actually felt like it was really epic. Like some of the shit that they were showing as far as like the characterization of Superman, like when he's rescuing the people in the floods and when he's saving the space shuttle. And the flashback of Zod and Superman fighting in Man of Steel, like all that shit, like really served to tell me, like, oh damn, yeah, this Superman he's basically God. Like if this being came down, this is exactly what we would treat him like.
Right, exactly.
So I liked that a lot, but it felt like it was trying too hard though. Like I get that it's dark and everything, but there was no like levity whatsoever. Like it was laid on pretty thick, and I liked visually how the movie looked a lot. It's not the darkness of the colors or anything. It kind of serves to differentiate it from Marvel too. I like it how they have their own aesthetic to each other, but in particular shots too. Actually, it stood out a lot that the color choice and the color palette that they chose in general for the movie was really cool. Like, there's this one scene at the end when that. I guess I can't really say it, but there's this moment at the end that looks like a Caravaggio painting, like a Renaissance painting. Like, it looked really cool. I mean, I can't say like what scene it was because it'd be a huge spoiler, but I thought that the way the characters were framed in that shot and the way the light was hitting them and the very little amount of colors among all this drabness around them was very, very like a Renaissance painting. So I really liked how the movie looked, but there was just so much stuff about it that I thought was just almost like the easiest way out for every single solution, and like too many plot conveniences. Like that's kind of what Superman is in this movie. He's just one big plot convenience. Like he can save people when the plot demands it, and then when the plot demands that he have trouble saving someone, that he does. It just, I don't know. It wasn't consistently written.
Because I think I heard that the director actually wanted to make a Batman movie. And the studio pretty much forced him to make a Man of Steel Part 2 / get people ready for whatever is to come in the future of Warner Brothers and DC movies.
And so that's exactly what it felt like. Like the director was going one way, and then the studio imposed a bunch of stuff and had to make it go another way. Like, it kind of reminded me of Iron Man 2. How Iron Man 2 probably had a good framework originally, but then there was just so much setup for the Avengers and all this other stuff that the movie ultimately suffered from it. And the way they pack in the cameos, just like one right after the other, is just so, it was lazy. It was like the easiest possible way they could have done that. Like, forget the logic of it. But
not to even impose on what you're saying, I just wanted to quickly say, in case I forget about it, it's a lot of debates about casualties in this movie, period. Just like the Man of Steel. So, a lot of deaths and destruction. And what I want to point out is that I think that this movie had a more realistic take on actual violence between powerhouses versus Marvels. That's just,
I agree.
That's fun movies, but let's face it. You have the Incredible Hulk and Hulkbuster fighting in the middle of a small city. With all that destruction going on, there've been a lot of people dead.
Definitely.
Period. Oh, yeah. I think this movie's not really afraid to say, look, these people are dying. And I hear a lot of people blame, oh man, Superman.
That's actually exactly what Snyder said recently when he was interviewed. Exactly.
Yeah, because it makes no sense to really come down on them saying, oh well, Superman, he saves lives. Listen, I mean, you can try to save all the lives you want, but when you got somebody just as powerful as you attacking you, I mean, you're really trying to stop them. It's not really a whole thing like saying, oh my God, let me not hit this wall. You know what I mean? It's like
collateral damage. It's
right. It's how it's going to happen.
That's not the part I disagree with. I mean, I actually enjoy that. Not that I enjoy people like dying and everything, but I do like that realism of it. Like, yes, this is exactly what would happen. Like, think about it in like Dragon Ball Z when people are getting fucking thrown through mountains and like cutting mountains in half. It's kind of the same thing, but it's like that. They're gods, dude. They're literally like how they say in the movie. They're like throwing thunderbolts at each other. Like,
right. I mean, any enclosed area, period. Any mass populated area. If you can't move the battle, then there's going to be casualties. Period. It's just not going to happen. It's the same. And I had a conversation with some other dudes about, like, we were talking about the Avengers. I mean, every Avenger. I guess that's what Civil War is pretty much based on. But I mean, you didn't see anybody die in Avengers 2, really. You didn't see anybody die in Avengers 1, really. I mean, everybody actually, these buildings were falling, these explosions were happening, and people were getting up with light abrasions on their heads and stuff. And I mean, it's just not realistic. And this guy, pretty much, he was trying to be a little ass. He was like, "Oh man, what the fuck is this realism shit?" And I'm like, the fact that if a bomb goes off and you get thrown 50 feet in the air, you're not going to get up and walk away from it like it didn't happen. That's the point.
I mean, they did show that in that flashback sequence back to Metropolis when they had that guy pinned underneath the big steel girder thing and how it affects him later on in the movie. Like, I like that, you know. They did sort of hold the heroes accountable in the beginning, and that's kind of what I dug most about the first half of the movie, is that it kind of felt like a political thriller with you know, that courtroom scene, the court martial or whatever it is. There was a lot of promising stuff in this movie, but it just kind of Like, when it was all said and done, it was just like, okay,
Yeah,
that was it.
they weren't able to flesh out everything that was great
Uh,
about it, you know?
Right. I mean, but
and
you know,
go
hopefully
ahead.
with the success, it will launch, and maybe more directors will get involved in it. Maybe they change some stuff up, and maybe we will get a great movie.
Now, I said this before we got on the live stream, but and it's not spoiling anything. But to me, I think DC and Warner Brothers dropped the ball huge by not incorporating the TV universe, because they do introduce some characters that already exist in other forms of media, and they have established backgrounds and origins and huge fan bases, and it is just a complete mistake to not include that into this universe and
I disagree.
essentially shortcut yourself. Like now you have to introduce all these new characters over again instead of using the ones that everybody's already familiar with. And it's
But
not
you
even like they're rebooting them; they're
though.
existing at the same time.
But
So
you
now
have to stick to their
concurrently, you're
universe.
going to have a TV Flash and a movie Flash.
But you have to stick to the universe that the TV has set up. For instance, that makes every one of Batman rogues a Green Arrow rogue, pretty much. Now what you have to do is you have to pretty much change the whole way Batman deals with these people, because Stroke and all those people would be directly from Green Arrow versus Batman characters.
Yeah, the
I
big
understand
problem
that.
with it,
There's a good amount of that they have to rectify for sure. Like, I mean, I guess Supergirl is part of that CW universe now because they're having that crossover episode, and Superman exists in the Superman or the Supergirl show. Like, it has its own version of Superman. So unless they somehow tie it over into this Man of Steel Superman, it'd be a little difficult.
Yeah,
But
speaking
ahead.
on that
Go
real
ahead.
quick, I feel like if they do set up like other worlds and other Earths in the cinematic universe, it would be as easy as like the snap of a finger to incorporate the TV shows the same way that Flash does it in
Right.
the TV show. Like he's like in the Speed Force and he sees like other properties like in the Speed Force, the same way he saw Supergirl. I feel like maybe down the line, in a perfect world, when they incorporate stuff like Infinite Earth and like Flashpoint Paradox and stuff into the cinematic universe of the DC movies, all it would take is
the multiverse, basically.
all it would take is
Right.
for them to just go, oh yeah, that TV show you've been watching for the last 5 years, yeah, that exists. Not in our universe, but in a different universe. We definitely acknowledge them. It's not like they completely wrote it out, because that's the
That's a
beauty
good
of these
point. I didn't think
properties.
about the alternate universe thing. That's kind of a huge thing in DC more so than Marvel, is that they can get away with the multiple universes thing.
That's true. Yeah, they very much can.
That's about it. I mean, again, it was just okay. I do recommend that everyone go watch it just to kind of form your own opinion, and don't care too much about what other people say about it. But I think ultimately everyone's going to be like the best judge of the movie for themselves, because I'm not really in agreement with people that say that if you're a big comic fan, you're going to like the movie a lot more. I mean, there was some fan service, certainly, but overall, I think it wasn't exactly the most Easter egg-ridden movie,
I feel like if you're a big comic book fan, some of the parts that would be confusing to the general audience would at least make sense to you.
Okay, that I agree with.
Because certain scenes in it are just throwing out stuff that people who read comic books know. You'll see a certain character, and you'll go, "Oh, I know exactly what that is," but the person next to you could be like, "Well, what the fuck is that thing?" So, I mean, I don't know.
That's where all the snarky assholes in the movie can turn to their friend and say, "Oh yeah, I know who that is."
Oh yeah.
Hey, not to interrupt y'all, man. I got to ride out. It's nice talking to y'all, fans and everything else, man. Y'all be cool.
Bye, Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Bye, Pharaoh.
Emiya, did you see the movie yet?
Yeah, of course I saw it.
What'd you think, man?
My biggest issue with the movie, again, I mentioned this before we started this episode, was I felt like we were watching like a movie 5 when Man of Steel was movie 1, and we didn't see 4. There was a lot of stuff about the movie, in particular.
Hey, Boog, turn down your sound.
Someone used them. Who is it? Who has it?
That's Boog echoing. He's got to turn off his mic.
Hold on.
This is classic Boog.
Okay, I muted him. Anyway, the main
Yeah, you do that.
the main thing is mostly that. Of course, a lot of things have already been addressed. I thought the performances of the main heroes I thought was good. Henry Cavill's my favorite Superman. Yeah, a lot of people love Christopher Reeve because it's nostalgia, and to me he's a very Silver Age kind of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Henry Cavill looks more like a modern Superman. Mostly always about the modern version. Ben Affleck I already knew was going to be great as Batman, and Gal Gadot I'm happy with her. I think she did a great job as Wonder Woman. Zack Snyder has always been a director who's very great at moments, and he's very good at emotional highs. Like everything is about those moments. Like it's like when he creates a movie, he says, "Oh man, I want to do the scene when Superman first puts on the costume," and it'll be like this very epic moment, and then I want to do the scene when he first confronts this guy, and a lot of Zack Snyder is very much like that. When you watch things like Sucker Punch, Sucker Punch is essentially just those kind of big, dramatic moments. The movie just all. The problem is with Zack Snyder is he's not the best at stringing it all together. He's great.
Right.
It's like he comes up with 10 scenes and then he's like, okay, now how am I gonna put these scenes together? So that's basically one of the big issues with Zack Snyder's incredible. Beside for the action
and he's good at getting performances out of his actors too, because most of the actors in his movie, no matter how shitty the stuff going on around them is, they do manage to pull out a good performance.
Yeah, and he's good when it comes to that. I don't know if I would use him as the visionary of the entire DC cinematic universe, but obviously he is. And I think the one thing about this movie, this Batman vs Superman movie, considering it's the second movie in this universe, I think the big problem right now mostly is just there's just a lot of pressure on him. And again, like I said, it being the second movie, you're trying to do all this stuff that's not. So that's why I said, like I said, it should have been like the fourth or fifth movie. If anything, we should have at least got a Batman and Wonder Woman movie before we got this movie.
Right. There's a certain plot point at the end of the movie that I felt wasn't earned yet. It should have been left
exactly.
for a later movie.
How it ends, I think, for that to happen so soon, definitely, I think it would have had a lot more impact had we had like 4 or 5 movies already. And this was like
I know what it is. It's premature plot ejaculation. They blew their load way too early.
The other thing is, I know some people, they complain about the Batman. Like I said, Pharaoh has said already that, Batman, how he felt about it. I pretty much agree. I think for the most part, Batman he wasn't deliberately trying to kill guys, but it was one of those things where, realistically speaking, for him to save that person, he would have to, some lives might be lost. He wasn't concerned about the criminal's well-being at the moment. For Superman, the biggest thing, I guess obviously Zack Snyder must see him as Jesus. He's this Jesus allegory through the film.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too. He's so heavy-handed. Going back to Man of Steel when he's got the stained glass in the background, it's so
pretty. Even all the imagery when you see all the parts where he's saving people and stuff, it's like decent.
Right. And that Renaissance painting moment I mentioned, that's exactly what I'm mentioning.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
So heavy-handed.
It looked like a biblical painting.
Exactly.
The other thing is, the him being treated basically like shit through his movie and this movie, essentially. No one's he's underappreciated. No one cares. Everyone is bashing him. Like, I guess the general public was very pro-Superman, but then everyone else was not very pro-Superman. The other gripe I have, and this is probably, aside from the convenience of guys getting flat of visions and all this stuff, the number one thing I felt that really hurt the movie for me, I do like the movie quite a bit. One of the things that I did not like the resolution of the battle between Batman and Superman. I thought it was like, wait, really? This is how the fight's gonna end, and that's how we were best friends?
I totally agree with that. It's completely true.
I think that is... I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but I really felt that could have been done a lot better. I mean that was probably my biggest complaint of the film in general. If I were to say that was probably the main thing, aside from the fact that again, speaking what you said, Fabio, with the ending and how things resolved, and the fact that it felt like it was like you said, the pre-ejaculation of everything. This should have been a later movie. We should have gotten a Batman movie. We should have got. It would have actually also helped with lots of other things, like basically why this whole Batman not liking Superman. I mean, they did their best to kind of show why, but then I think it would have been better if we had a movie where the repercussions of Man of Steel and Batman had his own movie to kind of deal with it.
Well, like I said, the first 15 minutes or so of the movie, when they showed the depth of that whole scene that you may have seen in the previews with Bruce running into the destruction and all of that, like you felt that it was
100%.
emotional. It was well put together. That whole thing for why Batman hated Superman was there, no question about it.
But I think it could have been even built up further if Batman again he had his own movie and Wonder Woman her role could have been a lot of things I think would have felt more. We would have had more impact had we had those other movies in between.
Right.
I don't. The biggest flaw is the fact is that it was the second movie and it should have been the second movie. I mean, sad to say, no matter what we think now, the movie's made a fucking ton of money. So
yeah, definitely.
we're gonna see more. I mean, Zack Snyder's an incredible visual director. Visually, the movie is great.
Yes, it is.
It's just some of the other things. It does have other shortcomings. The whole Lex thing, like I said before, originally Joker was supposed to be in the movie, and it felt like Lex and Joker were kind of combined. There were times when Lex was just being a little too loony, a little too crazy in certain scenes, and I just felt like, was there
of Dragon Ball Z fusion and shit?
Were these the scenes that Lex was supposed to get? Was Joker was supposed to have this scene, and then the other thing was, how did Lex know the Dragzod?
Right.
Doomsday, things like that. I think if we had a movie where it kind of built that stuff up, they kind of explained, there was not even any line in the movie that said,
no explanation whatsoever for why even.
Where the fucking computer motherbots or whatever said, by the way, if you drag a Kryptonian into this pit, you could create a doomsday creature. Wow!
Right.
There was no explanation. There was a lot of... And then the other thing, like you said, the other thing with Lois was, how the hell did she know that the spear, was the thing that was able to kill,
Well, let's keep it light. Let's keep it light.
Get a little spoilery though, Emiya.
Oh, sorry about that. But little things like that. There were a lot of little things like that just... I think if they add, let's even taking out the fact that there should have been movies before it, preceding it, they could have just had one line in the movie which said, "Oh, this," and then they could have explained it.
Something. It definitely needed a lot of situations where they needed an explanation for how certain characters knew to do certain things. No question about it. It was very cartoonish in a way, the way they did a lot of
things were taken for granted, and it's like, we've all kind of agreed on here, is that when you're a comic fan, you can create the explanation in your mind. Oh, well, that's because this, but then, again, to your normal viewer who doesn't actually read comics or care about comics will be wondering, like, wait, what the hell is going on here? They'll feel confused and not really know what's going on, so... that's pretty much the big...
There's still a good amount of good stuff about the movie. I mean, that's why I say everyone should go see it. Like, Batman is... I didn't get to mention, but Batman is definitely my favorite part of the movie. That is probably the best on-screen Batman we've got. It reminded me a lot of the Arkham Batman. Just brutal.
Especially the part when he was beating the people up was a lot like Arkham.
Exactly, yeah.
It felt like the free flow fighting system. Yeah, that's what it felt a lot like.
Right,
not only is he a great Batman, he's a great Bruce Wayne, too. And a lot of times it's kind of one or the other. It's an actor's kind of one or the other. They're a really good Batman, or they're just okay Bruce Wayne, or a really great Bruce Wayne, but Batman is just okay. So, Ben Affleck did a great job as both.
Do you think Adam West was a better Batman or a better Bruce Wayne?
I'm not as familiar with the '60s stuff. I don't really like the '60s stuff too much. So.
I'm just curious.
What? What happened?
I said you never caught the '60s stuff on
No.
reruns.
I watched it. I watched it. It's too corny for me.
Yeah, I mean it's silly, but
I didn't
that's
grow up
actually
with
the
it. That's all. I mean, I can watch old Kamen Rider and Ultraman, no problem. I actually find that corny stuff endearing. When I watch the Batman stuff, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's iconic in its own way. So, I mean, I'm familiar with it to some degree. I've watched some episodes of it. I've watched the crossover, of course, with Bruce Lee and stuff like
It's
that.
one of those things where it's so awful it's good and shit. Like it's it's.
I think that's the reputation it has. That's the reputation. So
It's just okay. That's the best thing to say about it. It's okay, but I don't think I'm not as big a fanboy of DC as I am for Marvel. I guess maybe a little bit biased, but I don't know. It wasn't as big of a spectacle as I think this kind of movie should have been.
No doubt.
yeah, I think again, a lot of things like that we're talking about now, I think really could have been fixed if we just had those two. If we consider this movie 5, if we had movies 2, 3, and 4, a lot of this would have been much more impactful in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah. If we had a Wonder Woman movie, a Batman movie, and another Superman movie, considering this movie was originally supposed to be the second Superman movie, then it kind of snowballed and became. They're still doing the second Superman movie. It's just later on they're going to be doing it. So.
I also didn't really like the music. I felt it was kind of weird.
You didn't
Yeah,
music?
It didn't really mesh too well with the action going on screen.
The score wasn't that great. I'm with you there for sure.
Oh man. Yeah, I feel like I could possibly be the odd man out. I really enjoyed the film.
I liked it, but it's not a perfect movie.
I didn't have a bad time watching it certainly, but
I love the action.
Perfect.
No, I mean Zack Snyder's. When it comes to the action, the man delivers, in my opinion. But it just, like I said, the movie is not without its flaws, for sure.
Oh yeah, I feel like I'm the type of person. First of all, like I said, I really enjoyed the film. As soon as it let out, I went right back around and I bought another ticket and I saw it again, just to pick up stuff that I saw that I wasn't 100% too sure about. Boog's laughing over there. It's hilarious. But I thought it was pretty cool. I've been talking to a couple of friends about it as well, a couple of people in different groups, and I don't know. I don't want to come off as like I'm defending the movie, but I definitely saw a bunch. I guess seeing it twice, I picked up on a lot more stuff the second time through. But I mean, like everybody's saying, the action was absolutely phenomenal. I thought it was great. I feel like this is the best Batman we've seen on screen. Like I just feel like
the best Batman is the best Superman, in my opinion.
Yeah, like every other time we've seen a Batman movie, it's always felt to me like this is an actor portraying Batman, but this has been the first time where I've been like, yo, this is Batman I'm seeing on screen. Not a guy that's like, I wonder how close to Batman we could get with these films. This is it for me personally. But I just thought it was really good. The slower parts to me, whenever it comes to like comic book properties and stuff like that, and the slower stuff, like I'm always like hungry and I'm always like on the lookout for stuff that I can connect to other films or seeing if like they're planting seeds for other films. And I feel like personally, like you really shouldn't be comparing it to Marvel films, but it's almost impossible not to compare it to a Marvel film. I was having a discussion the other day where like it might not be on their like agenda 100%, but they have to feel the pressure that Marvel has like this whole. They almost have like 10 years on this film, and they've planted so many seasons.
That's why we're getting this film now.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's why they did it so quickly. It's because Marvel did it. They had the big head start. Like I said, they did it the right way. They did it the slow way. They built everything up individually, and then that's the way to do it. The problem is DC wants that big movie. They want that Avengers money right now.
Yeah, exactly.
They want it right away, which it's sad to say this was never the right. Doing Batman, obviously they couldn't do Justice League right away. So we'll do the next best thing. We'll do like a Batman versus Superman, World's Finest / Trinity movie. That's pretty much what they did. But again, they should have done it after they did a Batman movie, a Wonder Woman, and possibly another Superman movie to help build up everything, So
yeah, and I think that's where the film suffers, just because they're trying to plant all these seeds and in all the slow parts. They're trying to
just too much.
just plant stuff for future movies and like build up references and stuff like that. And I feel like the cut that we got, the reason that I feel like a lot of people were confused or a lot of stuff didn't connect is because all the stuff that probably connects all these weird scenes was definitely left on the cutting room floor just to make time.
Oh,
right.
There's still the half hour, the 3 hour cut.
Yeah, definitely.
That's still coming. So.
Yeah, they just announced it today. Actually, it's going to be hitting in like June or July, like super soon.
Yeah, like I feel like whenever I see a film, like I'm in the territory where if something doesn't make sense but I can connect it in my head, I always feel like there's a scene missing. Like
it was probably shot and just didn't make it to the final cut. Is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, like the confusion, like I won't go into specifics, but a lot of the confusion surrounding how Lois knows to do a certain something, I feel like there was some sort of scene that was cut there because
probably
it went from only Batman knowing to do something and everybody knew what to do.
It just felt like there was a lot of scenes missing in various parts of the movie. Like it would go to one scene and establish, the shot of where they are at that place in that time, and then it would have another scene, and then in the scene right after that would go back to where the first scene was. Like it felt like there could have been 2 or 3 more scenes in between there before it came back to a location it established one scene before. It was like I don't know. It literally felt like everyone was teleporting around. There was no.
Yeah. I feel like a lot, like stuff that focused around Lois and especially Lex. I feel like a lot of his scenes got, cut. Like, because
and the ones that made it in, who knows why?
Yeah, I know. I mean, who knows? But I do think that they handled not only Batman really well, but I felt like they did handle like Bruce Wayne extremely well. Like,
yes.
He wasn't like world's greatest detective level. But he definitely felt like adequate as Bruce Wayne, like smart.
I think they were more focused about doing the action more than the detective work.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like, I mean, he did do a good amount of that. Looking up the mob boss or whatever, the Russian guy. I think that's supposed to be the KG Beast, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I got that vibe as well. I felt like they. I came away with the movie thinking that they did Bruce Wayne a lot because I'll never forget. It was at like Comic-Con 2013 or something. But someone was talking about Batman at a panel, and they're like, the world's greatest detective, Batman. And these group of people next to me are like, yo, world's greatest detective, what do they mean? I was like, I don't know. How do you not know? And it's just like the persona that's been built around like Batman in this generation with like what do you call it? The Christopher Nolan films. They don't really go into like his smarts as Bruce Wayne or his smarts as even Batman. It's just he's Batman. He's not like the world's greatest detective, or he's not a smart dude. But I felt like this movie, while not going into that territory, but has definitely done more than some other Batman films that have done in the past. So I thought it was pretty tight.
So maybe it's time to move on to the other superhero versus superhero conflict we were hit with this month.
Ooh,
and that would be Daredevil Season 2.
Oh.
You've seen it?
I have not.
You haven't seen it at all? Not even like the first episode?
No, I've seen like the first 4 episodes of Season 1, and then I had to go to work. I had to be an adult. Not saying you guys are adults. I'm just saying that I cannot juggle being an adult and other things in my life just quite yet.
Well, I stayed up till 4 a.m. 2 nights in a row watching that shit.
Christ. Who else has seen it?
I finished it, and Boog is on episode 9.
Word.
Oh man, I gotta say it felt not as cinematic as Season 1, like the way it was shot. It did feel a little more TV this time. That's not to say that the budget was any less or whatever, but I don't know. It just felt like it was shot a little bit different this time. But it was definitely a fucking great show. There was it definitely felt very comic inspired. I like how they didn't dance around the superhero names, which was always like a very geeky thing to complain about. But I like how they called him the Punisher and that he was established as Daredevil, and Elektra was badass. I mean that's her actual name, but everyone wasn't just Frank Castle or just like the Devil of Hell's Kitchen. No, everyone had their like superhero name, which is that's world building, and I like that.
I liked how this, from what I've seen so far, it's pretty brutal. It's pretty raw with the gore and the gun violence and the blood and gore and stuff. I thought it's been pretty
Especially
brutal.
Punisher scenes. Punisher, he just literally punishes people.
Yeah, no question about it.
It's in the title.
Now, at this point, I'm going to reserve any of the rest of my thoughts so I can do a little shameless plug for our next episode of What's Worth Watching with El Sinestro on his podcast network, because we're going to be getting heavy into Daredevil on Wednesday this week.
I didn't hear it. Did everybody finish already?
I finished it. I think only me and Fabio are only two people on here to finish it.
Yeah, Poncho's not even close. He hasn't finished season 1.
Yeah, I'm slacking.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
And you call yourself a fan, Poncho.
Yeah, right. The worst.
Filthy casual. Get out of here.
Well, so far from what I've seen, I think season 2 is definitely top season 1.
Oh, yeah,
I
no
don't
question.
But yeah, I like it. I definitely like it. I like the. I think I said this about season 1 too, but I like the possibilities for more, for integrating all of the other characters from the street level heroes and all of that stuff. Like I like the possibilities. I definitely like what they're how they're building it. They're taking their time and building up the universe and keeping the TV characters in tune with the big cinematic characters, and they definitely doing it better than DC in that regard. There's no question about it. So
once again, not fucking up huge by keeping the movie and TV universes separately.
Right. But
well, I mean, in defense of DC, Marvel started their TV universe afterwards, so they had something to work off of. DC unfortunately didn't have the projected vision, so they kind of just started these TV series without thinking about the movies, and then by the time they went ahead and started to do these movies, they kind of already started these TV series and already established certain things in TV series, so
right, that's a good point.
It makes it very difficult. Marvel, the big thing about Marvel I'll always give credit for, it's just like when they did the Avengers, no one thought it was something like the Avengers, a movie like that, which is why it's such a landmark film, is because at the time it was something that nobody considered had to be done. Like, people don't have that kind of attention span. You can't make people commit to watching a whole series of movies that lead up to another one. They're different franchises, and they proved everyone wrong. And then, DC was one of those people like, yeah, there's no way they could do it. They're gonna fail. And then when they actually got to Avengers, and it was the first time, that in cinema, movie universe was created, using different characters from different franchises that all lead into a team-up film and all have a running thread through all of them. Is essentially a universe. They're like, wow, we want to do this too, and that's where we're at now with DC. So yeah, they're definitely not known for their Warner Brothers is not known for their foresight. That's definitely established.
Tell them.
So you guys excited for Captain America: Civil War? I think it's going to see.
Captain America: Civil War is going to be the summer.
Absolutely. The trailer for Civil War got a bigger reaction in my theater than anything that happened in Batman v Superman.
Same. And what's funny is because sometimes I forget how engulfed in the world we are and shit, and we kind of up on trailers and this and that and talk and rumors, and the average person is not really engulfed in it like we are and shit. So I felt like it was people in my theater that had saw the Spider-Man reveal for the first time and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it did get a reaction from the crowd, right. And really nothing else throughout BVS got that reaction like that. So
yeah. All the moments, quote unquote, in Batman v Superman that got applause or any sort of reaction was stuff that we had seen in the trailer, like the right. Trinity standing tall, like Wonder Woman first showing up. All that was stuff that they'd already blew their load on, to be honest. So it felt like people were reacting to it because they felt they had to react to it.
There was some applause at the end of in my theater. There was some applause and shit, but I got up and fucking ran out. I just got out.
Yeah, I knew there was no after credits scene, so I left immediately.
Right, yeah, I knew that too, so I just got out of there.
I feel like my theater in Charleston is just wild. The wildest theater I've ever been in my life. There's applause everywhere. It's annoying with Marvel movies because Marvel movies are some of the scenes are set up where it's big joke and big payoff, and then they almost wait. Now they've learned to after someone tells a really good joke or a really nice quip, there's a pause in the movie itself, as if all right, well let's give the theater 3 seconds to react, and then once they quiet it down. Because I remember in Avengers where Hulk beat up spoilers, where Hulk beat up Loki. I remember like as he was beating him up, the crowd was like going nuts, and then as he was yeah, and when he was walking away and he said puny human, I didn't know he said puny human for like 8 months because I was like, what did he say? But my theater went wild, like just like you said, a lot of stuff that happened in the trailers was happening, but the final act, like my theater just honestly wouldn't shut up. Like they were just there was always some dude wooing in there, like a Ric Flair prodigy was in the crowd or something. I don't know, but
what else?
Yeah,
What else?
let's open it up for the Q&A for everybody in the chat, just so we can get the last 20 minutes of the show doing that. I don't think we have too much to say on Daredevil because really only me and Emiya have watched it, and I'm saving my thoughts for my podcast with Sinestro.
Yeah, I think so far I consider the first season better, mainly because there's a lot going on in the second season.
Right.
My biggest thing again, there's a lot going on in the second season. I thought some of the resolutions could have been a little bit better. And there's one particular thing that happens in season 2. I won't spoil it, but it involves possibly doing something very redundant for a later season.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I kind of agree. I think that they should have saved that big plot point for the very beginning, like first episode of season 3. I think that would have been a really killer way to start the season.
Not necessarily the first episode, but the thing is, I would hope that they're not actually going in a complete different direction, because the scene that we're talking about is very iconic, and you wouldn't want to not do it. So I'm very curious what they're gonna do. Again, the action and everything is always great. I thought Elektra was great. Elektra was very much the Frank Miller style Elektra, which is where she's not basically the superhero Elektra, but more just kind of the crazy, adrenaline junkie, assassin Elektra, and Punisher is very much the a combination of the Frank Miller and what's his name? Who's the other writer? The one that wrote Preacher. What's his name again? Garth Ennis. Garth Ennis. Yeah. Garth Ennis. The Garth Ennis Punisher. Even that scene, there's a scene where involves Daredevil being tied up and Punisher, putting Daredevil in a situation, which is taken directly from one of Garth Ennis comics.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, they did a good job. Punisher was great. I mean, everyone knew that it was going to be fine, and Elektra. The casting was great. Again, my only thing about the first season I would put over the second season is one. I guess the big thing with the how things were resolved. The first season feels more complete to me, and also that it's more simple. This plot's more simple, so I felt that things flowed a bit better. There were some structure issues with the second season, but second season also way more ambitious than the first season. And I think the other thing a lot of fans I talked to and about the second season, a lot of people didn't care for how the second season ended, and I was fine with it because mainly I think they ended it that way because, again, it's such a successful. The first season was so successful. They're like, yeah, we're gonna get to season 3. Let's let some stuff basically filter in this, go into season 3, bleed into season 3, and that's pretty much what happened. So
we got what? Luke Cage up next. That's the next.
Luke Cage is next.
September is when we're getting Luke Cage. You excited about Luke Cage? Everyone excited about Luke Cage?
I don't know if I would say I'm excited just yet.
Oh man, isn't he, Kokujin superhero?
Jeez.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not just because he's a black guy doesn't mean that I should be excited about it. But yeah, I don't know. I guess
with the guy who plays him.
Say it again.
Were you happy with the guy who plays him?
Yeah, I was happy with his performance. I was happy with his performance. I wasn't expecting him to do well, and I didn't really particularly like the casting choice at first, but I was definitely happy with the end result. So I think he'll do fine, and I'm interested to see what other supporting characters he'll have in his show and the cameos.
Misty Knight's gonna be in it, right? You know she's
Yeah, Misty Knight's supposed to be in it.
You know what? I don't know if I should be saying this, but the woman who's playing Misty Knight, we may be able to get her on maybe on a podcast or maybe on A.C.B.A. Saturday or something like that. So pretty cool if we could chop it up with her.
Wow.
Her name is Simone. I gotta look it up. I'm sorry, but yeah, it'd be
Raven
cool.
Simone.
No, not Raven Simone. But it'd be really dope if we could chop it up with her. So Walton is actually supposed to quarterback that situation, so hopefully he'll come through. But
yeah,
but
before he's got to get those PK2 scores up.
Right. Start with the small shit first, right? But Misty Knight's supposed to appear. Obviously, I'm sure we'll see his girlfriend. What's her name? What's the chick's name? What's her real
Jessica
name?
Jones?
Well, what's her real name though?
Kristen Ritter.
Right. So I'm sure we'll see her appear. I follow her on Instagram. She's definitely enjoying her this role and all the things that have come with it, traveling around the world and doing a whole bunch of shit. So so yeah, we'll see her up here. I'm sure we'll see Danny Rand at some point. Iron Fist.
What do you think of?
Yeah, he's some guy from the Hunger Games. I heard.
He's from
Not Hunger Games. I'm sorry, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Complete opposite end of the spectrum. I apologize.
He was, Sir King Loras, I guess, on Game of Thrones. I believe that was his character. And he played sort of a soft guy, I guess. Not really. I mean, I don't know. He was an interesting character on Game of Thrones. I don't see Iron Fist
You're a
from
big
him.
fan of his love scenes.
Huh?
You're a big fan of his love scenes.
Yeah, they were awesome. I don't see Iron Fist from him, but
you said it before, and you were wrong.
Right, I didn't see Luke Cage.
We all want to be wrong if we don't think, right? So
we'll see. I don't even see him pulling off the martial arts bits. But again, it's Hollywood, it's TV, and anybody could do anything, I suppose. So they still got the fellow who's playing Stick doing some shit that looks almost
probably a lot of stunt doubles, a lot of
the
stuff.
guy that I call him basically Robert Carradine.
He's incredible though. Scott Glenn. He's incredible.
Yeah, I love him. I love him as an actor, though. I love him as an actor, though. No question about that.
There are some good moments with him in this. He was almost like comedy relief in a lot of.
Yeah. In a way, it's funny because it's not really supposed to be funny, but he's a funny dude, though.
Yeah. I liked the way that the plot just sort of balanced around. Like in the first maybe third of the show, we've got Punisher as the kind of main antagonist, and then Elektra comes in, and the Punisher storyline takes a little back seat while the Elektra stuff happens. And then at the end, they sort of come together. And I feel like my one complaint is that Punisher didn't punish her enough in the sort of last sequence,
especially the end. Especially the end.
He just kind of shows up, but I feel like he could have just shown up a few minutes before.
He could have had gratuitous violence at the end for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
For the fans, fan service, not enough fan service.
So we don't get to see the skull enough. Is probably.
Well, I didn't get to that part yet, but I could see what you're saying. It's probably Daredevil neutering him and shit like he was doing in one of the.
Oh yeah, that fight scene where Daredevil's stopping him from killing people. That was really cool.
He's like slapping him on the wrists every time and shit. It's kind of.
That was funny.
But I did
there's some good moments for sure.
A lot, though. I did like that whole sequence and that whole scene a lot, though. And everybody's loving the Daredevil biker scene from one of the earlier episodes and shit. That was very, very well put together.
Right, and that gang of bikers is actually in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at the moment too.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. See, Marvel's doing it right, man.
Oh yeah,
doing it
Agents
right.
of S.H.I.E.L.D. has actually picked up quite a bit too. It just came back from hiatus and it's pretty decent. You might not believe this, guys. You might think I'm crazy, but it's actually pretty okay.
Whatever.
I hear a lot of good things. I guess the big thing for Shield is basically if you could get through that first half of the first season,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much. Which a lot.
Now it's a superpower show. There's lots of people with powers running around doing shit.
Hmm.
And now in the arc that they've just wrapped up, they've basically started establishing this new spin-off that they're going to do that stars the I love how Pharaoh calls her the toothy chick that plays Mockingbird. Yeah, they just kind of established those two characters going off, and now they're going to get their spin-off that's already been announced. We'll see. Honestly, I don't really care for the two of them on that show, so I'm kind of happy that they're getting their spin-off because then I don't really have to see them on the main show, but yeah, we'll see.
We got any questions down there? We getting close to the top of the hour.
There's lots of chat going on between the chat, but not really a lot of questions for us.
That's cool.
No Marvel Legends questions like we get every goddamn week.
Yeah, Marvel Legends is they've been doing their thing now, man. What reveals have we seen? Or that's right, they showed we saw in package images of that 3-pack that's gonna have
Right. Yeah, that's hitting the Philippines, I think.
And Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, and I guess Marvel Now Vision.
I think it's all new Marvel Now Vision.
Yeah, right. All new Marvel Now Vision. So yeah, so
what I've seen though, that I think the Cap Falcon doesn't actually have any wings that come with it. So a lot of people have been using the big 12-inch Titan Heroes Falcon. That's kind of easy to find. And the wings on that are like way too small, so they actually fit pretty well on the Sam Wilson cap, the 3-pack.
I feel like I saw images of him with wings, though. Am I bugging?
Maybe like early images, but I don't think the in-package images of it actually have any wings in it.
Weird. Why would they leave out the fucking wings?
Maybe because they're gonna call for him again, with the wings, with no shield.
With wings.
Oh man.
Now with wings.
They probably could too.
With no shield.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that Titan Hero is like 12-inch, 5 POA POS. It's pretty easy to take the wings off of and put it on.
No, you shouldn't have to.
You like that, Poncho?
You shouldn't really be having to do shit like that, though. Come on, Hasbro.
Yeah. I mean, they forget that not everybody that collects is as crafty as people like us or people that do toy photography in general.
I saw Marvelous posted some in-hand images of the Namor figure. Did you see that?
I think I did. It comes with something that people were finding questionable. I can't remember what though.
It's the Trident, I guess. That's a little sketchy.
Right. It's the same Trident that came with the Odin, I think.
Right. But the images that I saw of the actual figure in hand look really good. I heard some people talking about the proportions of the upper body and how it looked a little weird, but the images that I saw through Marvelous News looked really good.
Now we got a question here. What's next for the A.C.B.A. cutouts?
Oh, man, we've been working on that a lot behind the scenes for the past couple of weeks. Ty is actually on vacation, I guess, right now. He's out in Cali.
Yeah, he's out here actually.
But before he left, we were planning out the next 4 waves and really trying to tie in things with everything that's happening and popular culture right now. We want to touch on everything that you guys want. Star Wars stuff and wrestling stuff, and we got some really cool cutouts coming out in the next few waves, and we exploring doing some unique things. Todd was just on Todd and Wisman's podcast too, talking about stuff. But we exploring doing some more focused packs that are have a little less cutouts, but are focused towards specific characters and stuff too. So we're gonna basically have our regular 25 count packs come out, and then we'll have some smaller packs come out like right behind that as well.
Like booster packs almost.
Right, yeah, like a booster pack. So yeah, man, that's gonna be starting next month in April, and it should be pretty rapid fire with those. And we're gonna be doing another run of tendrils because the last ones that we did went so fast, and I think people are starting to get Venom and stuff now. We had dropped those before this new Venom had come out, so I think we need to do that. Plus, I don't even have any tendrils for my damn self. And we actually have some new product that was supposed to drop this month, but it's still kind of in the work, and it'll be a lot of like props and accessories and things that you'll definitely want to just kind of enhance your displays, and just definitely some things that you will want and need for your display purposes. So
Nice.
I can't really like talk about every single thing, but starting in April, it should be pretty rapid fire with things from the A.C.B.A web shop, and literally right this moment we are packing up pre-orders for beanies and shirts that people might have placed over the past like month or so. So those should actually start shipping tomorrow through this week. So if you ordered any of that stuff, then it should be coming to you this week. And right this moment, I think we have tank tops up for pre-order right now. So if you're interested in that, then check the link in the underbar of this video when we wrap up. And yeah, we're just trying to make 2016 as fruitful as 2015 was, and continue to put display art on the map and competitive displaying on the map. And you know, even if it's not competitive for you, we still want you to have a good time playing with your toys and shit. So that's what it is, man.
Cool. Yeah, check out Ty Star on the Triple C podcast. That was a good episode. He's fun to listen to.
So yeah,
Ty's an interesting guy.
yeah, definitely. So that was a good app, and obviously check out our boy Cheney and the Fallen Fett on their podcast, which is They're Not Dolls. I didn't actually listen to their most recent episode. I listened to the one before that where they had a couple of guests on there, and that episode ran pretty long.
Yeah. That was a good episode, though. There was a lot of good discussion.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good episode. I didn't listen to this most recent one yet, though. But the one before it was definitely a good episode. It was a hefty episode.
Let's see. Someone wants to know what your next main course is. You lazy fuck.
Shit, man. You know what? I got some things that I want to do in main course. Some people that I want to shout out and shit. And I promised that I would shout out and shit. And that I just want to talk to through the internet for a moment about some real life shit. So it's coming, man. I've been filming. I'm just not happy with my camera. You know, my regular camera is out of commission, and I just been kind of bullshitting. And I hate the way the camera that I have shoots video right now. It's just not the best. So it kind of makes me not super motivated to shoot. But I still been shooting. I've been shooting this entire weekend, and it's coming together. I definitely will have a very hefty episode, the next episode, showcasing pretty much everything that I've gotten over the past couple months since the last episode. But I'm definitely shooting it. I'm working on it, and I'm trying to get to the 100th episode soon. So that'll definitely happen this year, obviously. But I'm working on it. I'm definitely working on it. I'm shooting. I'm taking pictures, and I am shooting video, and I will be getting a new camera probably hopefully before I finish this next episode. So.
And on that note, we got to get another episode of A.C.B.A. Saturdays up.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely need to do that. And P, what's up with you, man? We waiting for some reviews and some posing ain't easy. What's going on with you too? You slacking as well?
I know. While you're trying to get the 100th episode of Main Course out, I'm trying to get the 4th episode of Posing Ain't Easy out. But just like you, man, I've been recording a bunch of stuff. I have whenever I set my mind to do like a certain project, like if it's a long one and it involves a lot of work, I get to a point where it starts feeling tedious, and then I have to like put it on hold because I don't want to. Because I reach a certain point where it's like, okay, now I just want to get it done, and then from that point it's not the same amount of love and like detail put into the first part of the episode. So I have a lot of stuff that's started and is like halfway done or a fourth done or something. There's like 3 or 4 different things like that happening.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, one thing that we probably going to end up putting on A.C.B.A. Saturday or on the community channel is footage from Toy Fair or audio from Toy Fair of the interview with Dwight Stoll and Jesse Falcon.
Right, yeah, somebody was just asking about that in the chat. He
So
wants to know
yeah,
what you
yeah,
discussed with the Hasbro
it's
reps.
coming. It just kind of some of the audio kind of got fucked up, and it's and Pancho's had a hard time kind of getting that whole thing together. It's a lot of fucking work, basically. You know what I'm saying? So and it's a lot of work on that, and he's had a lot of work to do with his regular 9 to 5, and so have I, and like everybody's got regular jobs and shit aside from things that we want to do within our hobbies. So it's just regular life shit.
Yeah, that stuff's definitely not forgotten about. It's always like in the back of my mind, and I always try and get maybe editing like a 30-second mark here and there, and then on my days off I try and do like a minute or two of a certain part. So it's definitely coming along. So hopefully.
So yeah, stay tuned pretty soon for another episode of A.C.B.A. Saturdays, the original action figure community clip show.
Right. So that's we just kind of just dealing with real life shit and just
and photo combat is another big thing.
Right, definitely. So right in the middle of photo combat, and it takes you, if you compete in it, it takes you some time to get in each entry. The way that it's structured this year is good though, because you do kind of get, it's not like rapid fire every week. You know what I'm saying? Like you do get sort of like a week's rest too, but it's not really a week's rest because you really still need to be prepared. Really, like if you rest, you actually slacking and shit. So it's like, but yeah, photo combat has been fun for sure this year.
Definitely, yeah.
And with that said, let's get the plugs out of the way and say goodbye to everybody because it's Walking Dead time over on the East Coast.
Dead coming on in a second. So what y'all want to plug?
Why don't you go first, Boog?
Yeah, I said pretty much everything. Check out regular sites. We still doing our thing on the A.C.B.A. Instagram. We up almost at I guess almost at 17K. So thanks to everybody who's following us there. Obviously, daily we featuring artists all over the world, featuring the best display art, doing our thing, and kind of staying in our own lane. And it's a great visual experience checking out the A.C.B.A. Instagram. I mean, I'm amazed sometimes even at the stuff that's being posted on there. So you should definitely follow us on Instagram. It's at Articulated Comic Book Art. And come join us in the A.C.B.A. Facebook group if you are a fan of display art, or even if you want to try your hand at doing some displays and learn kind of the fundamentals of displaying, then you should definitely come join us there. And everything is at Articulated Comic Book Art. Basically, you can find us pretty much on every social media outlet. And if it's not the actual administrative staff of A.C.B.A., there's going to be somebody who is repping A.C.B.A. on every social networking site. So we pretty much everywhere right now. And again, I talked about the merchandise, so check out our articulatedcomicbookart.com. And that's pretty much it. You can check out my channel if you want to follow my personal channel. I think my YouTube channel is Boog10 or Boog A.C.B.A. And I'm Boog_A.C.B.A. on Instagram. That's my personal Instagram. What about you, Fab?
They call me Colonel Crackers on Instagram, Twitter, Steam, and Reddit. So hit me up on there. Make sure you tune in to the What's Worth Watching podcast on the Raw, Live, and Unedited podcasting network run by Mr. El Sinestro, and that's at rawlivepod.com. And if you're in Southern California, make sure you check out the Comic Bug for all your comic and figure needs, and come check out some A.C.B.A. displays we've got on display there. Pancho.
That was me. I got my Pancheezy online, PANCHEEZEY. Pretty much everywhere, and that's my username for pretty much everything. I do shows like Posing Ain't Easy is my A.C.B.A. centered show, but I also do like video game stuff and a whole bunch of other garbage online. I've started picking up streaming too, and that's Twitch TV/Pancheezy. But yeah, I'm most active on Instagram, but that's like just like if you're into figures and video games and stuff, then Instagram/Pancheezy is pretty interesting feed to follow. I don't know. I post on it every day, so I'm a little biased, so I don't know. But yeah, that's about it.
I'm Emiya Starlock. You can follow me on Instagram, Starlock. And yeah, there will be other things later, but right now, that's good.
Jordan Sweet, man of
Cool.
mystery.
All right, guys, it's zombie time.
Pharaoh is I don't know what happened to Pharaoh, but he's Pharaoh Black on Instagram. And Rick, wherever you are, shout out to you. I guess you're doing your Easter thing with the family.
He was about to come on right now.
Well, it's a good thing we're leaving. I don't want to talk to that guy.
I guess he could come in and say bye and shit, because we getting out of here. Walking Dead is literally probably on right now. We got to get out of here. So,
it's on.
yeah, man, until next week. We'll talk to y'all next week, y'all. Peace.
See ya.
Bye-bye.